Hi there everybody, it's Sarah from Socially Shared, and this business spotlight is with the lovely Anita Dalton, who is bookkeeper extraordinaire. Hi there Anita.
Hi, how are you?
Very well, thank you. It's so lovely to see you.
Well, everyone who starts a business thinks that they can do bookkeeping with an Excel spreadsheet or buying an online accounts package, and they all think they have to do it. And why do they do that? Well, they probably want to save money, but do they? No, they don't, because they get into a mess. Then they have to spend their precious time or pay someone to sort it out. And that's where I come in, because I do a lot of sorting out. And what I do for them is really keep their bookkeeping requirements using QuickBooks Online, which allows them to concentrate on the rest of their business. Well, this is what I'm trying to do. I work with the NatWest hub in Birmingham as well.
Right.
And the idea is I give courses there and I say, look, spend an hour with me at the beginning. If we start off me showing you how journal entries work, how bank transfers work, how you reconcile, because a lot of people don't reconcile their bank accounts. It's amazing how many people I pick up and I find 2 or 3 years they've never reconciled a bank account. There's not much point in having an account system if you don't do some reconciliation.
Yeah.
So if I was to sort of train them at the beginning, that's all I need to do, because I'm not out to get everybody as customers. I don't need that. I'm out to train them. I'm getting quite long in the tooth now. I'm not going to be here forever. But if I can train them to do it and just show them how it works, I'm happy with that. No, not really. Well, I sort of came to it a little bit by mistake, I suppose, because I worked for companies and I decided I never wanted to work for companies again. So when I had my children, so therefore I had to stop working for companies, I got bored. I mean, I had 2 in quite quick succession. I got really bored, I have to say. My mind just keeps going.
Yeah.
So I started, and gosh, this was when I was 25, 26, 27. So I started a typing agency in Oxford for typing thesis for students. And then gradually, when my husband and I started our first proper business at the kitchen table in Kenilworth, and we built up the companies, and then we had to employ people, and then therefore we had to do the books. Therefore, I just learned to do the books, and it just evolved. And then we had 18 employees or something. I was doing payroll by hand. You didn't have online stuff then.
That's right.
And I just carried on saying, well, I can do this for other people, and and that's just how we fell into it. And then with the mentoring and everything that Tony does, we sort of forged together, really, because he went into things and said, well, I want to mentor your business, but let's see your balance sheet. And they couldn't produce balance sheet. So therefore he said, right, now I have to bring Anita in. And so that's how it sort of all merged together, really. I don't know, really, because we've always, Tony and I have worked together since we were in our 30s. We've always got each other to bounce off, and we're very bouncy, positive people. So if we have a problem, we just sit down and we work it out. And I think this is probably the most difficult time for people, because I can't go into the companies I was physically going into. I'm doing them online, but it's not quite the same, because I bring other business experience into what I do, not just plain old bookkeeping.
Just the numbers.
You know what I mean? And I can't get into getting back to that bit. So that's difficult, and we don't like Zooms when we're mentoring as such, because you need to sit with them, and because usually they're in cash flow problems. That's our big thing, cash flow. And therefore they don't. You need to talk about those sensitive issues in front of somebody, not just on a screen.
I agree. I think it's we are very lucky to have the technology, but actually it doesn't completely replace face-to-face, does it? And
no,
I think
you can't put your arm around someone and say, look, here's a tissue, dear, I've been there, I'll tell you how we got out of it. This is what you can do, let's try and solve it now.
Wonderful.
I would say try and bootstrap your business. Okay, don't be tempted to buy everything that people say you need. think cash all the time. All right, because you know will spending this money produce more income? Will it help you get to your goal, or is it a comfort expense? I mean, I did put on Socially Shared the Limburg test, and I think that's a really good example of what you need to get you to where you want to go.
Yeah.
And people put in a lot of comfort because it's nice, but if you don't need it, don't use it yet. When you've got the profits, you can have it. So I was away, well, I took my husband to a hotel and I got on really well with the owner. She was an absolute card, and we just, you know, we could have been friends for 100 years. We just, you know, fell about.
Yeah, wonderful. Yeah.
Anyway, she said, and then she learned I was a bookkeeper. And then she said, come with me. And she took me into a room, floor to ceiling, with bin liners.
Uh-oh.
This hotel had had a fire.
Oh, crumbs.
And the firemen's hoses of water had soaked everything.
Oh.
So these bin liners were full of all her receipts, all her accounts and everything.
Oh.
And it was just horrendous. Anyway, I did agree to do the work for her. I said, I have no idea how long it's going to take. About 2 to 3 years later, literally, because I had to dig in, I had to get other receipts, I had to get all the bank accounts. Yeah. And that was when my forensic bit came in. I dug. Yeah. And in the end, we got a set of accounts, submitted them to HMRC, who accepted them. So that was probably my most challenging and quite interesting job, I think.
So we've heard about past clients and how you got started. What does the future hold for Anita Dalton and Think Cash?
Well, I think the future is good for the length of the time I need it. I mean, you know, I'm never planning to retire, so as long as my brain functions. Okay, that's fine. And with bookkeeping, accounting, you'll soon know if your brain doesn't function very well. So that's a good thing. But the future really that we're looking at is for our educational musicals company, which is a publishing company, and we're trying to get that to the point that we can sell it within 3 years.
Right.
And I think if you like, the only thing that we've failed to do in the past, we have built up companies, and we've got to the point of having actually nearly sold them and backed away from selling them. And I think probably that was a mistake. If you look back and you take what you're offered, you've then got the cash to develop the next project and the next project. So I think that probably we're good like that. So that's what we're going to do with this.
Oh, Anita, it's brilliant talking to you. Thank you ever so much for your time. And
okay, thank you.
All your details are going to pop up next on the screen, so anybody needing to get in touch with you will know exactly how to do so.
Oh, how lovely.
Thank you so much. Take care.
Thank you. Bye.
Bye.